Hey, you guys. So, I apologize for not being consistent with my videos, but today I am making another video, okay? Because I'm trying to do my best by at least putting something out, even when, things are going on or I don't feel like it, or if I'm busy. I still gotta be consistent and make time when God calls me to do these things. So I am here to tell you, when you start praying, when you start asking God to be the lamp to your feet and to be the light of your life and to lead you to alignment, to his path that he designed before you was even born here, before your mama even had you, when you was in the womb and you and God was making an agreement on what you was sent to do here. Do not be afraid of change. Do not be like, is this really happening right now? Yes, it's happening right now. Because if you have faith in your Creator and you believe that God does what he says he does, and he is not a God of lies, he is not an author of lies, he is not a liar in general, period. He is not a man. God is God, okay? So when you start asking along with believing, expect things to change. It may take a month, it may take a year, it may take 3 years, it may take 5 years, it may take 2 weeks. You never know. But baby, when you put your request in and you have faith that he is who he says he is, go ahead and start expecting changes. Okay? And those changes may not look like the things you envisioned in your mind. Like, oh, I want this. Okay, I'm about to plan this out, and oh, when I get this, I'm gonna do this. When I get this money, I'm gonna invest in this and start doing this. I'm gonna pump the brakes, okay? Because you pouring all this self thoughts and energy into the things that you want to happen. But baby, when I tell you, God does not work that way, and sometimes it can happen, because God sometimes is in agreement with what you're doing, but God does not operate like how we operate. He does not think the way we think. He does not do things the way we do. Our ways and our thoughts are not his ways and his thoughts. So just remember, when you start praying for things and you start to see things shift and change, praise his name, give his name honor and glory, and allow the things that are taking place to take place. Because you got to remember, God got plans to prosper you. He already know what you're going to go through. He already know your thoughts. He know what you're thinking. He know what you want, what you don't want, what you need, what you don't need. He knows what's bothering you. He knows your deepest, darkest secrets. He knows exactly what you're going through. Okay, honey? So you don't have to feel like, oh, man. Like, so for instance, for me, like, I may be asking for one thing because that's what my flesh desires. That's what the world makes people yearn for. And that's just me being, a human being. Nobody's perfect. I am half spirit, half flesh. So you will have your days where you'll get sucked into things that you feel like you won't. But deep down inside, you are total opposite of what you are desiring. And that's just God working in you, okay? You can't be thinking that, like, that's not normal, because it definitely is, okay? And that's just a part of you being cleansed, you being molded, you being renewed, you know, your flesh dying daily and your spirit, you know, being pumped into, you know. God is, you know, doing his due, okay? I don't know how to really explain this, because it's something that happens within the inside, but God always knows what he's doing, okay? So you don't have to be like, how can I be one day yearning for this, and then internally you like, that's just your spirit and your flesh fighting against each other. And you got to tune in to the word, tune them ears in, okay? Listen to God, see what he's saying to you, and you got to be tuned in for that. You can't be doing all this worldly stuff and, you know, living a worldly way and thinking that you're going to be able to hear God clearly when he's speaking to you. You will not be able to hear him clearly, because you got all type of distractions. You got this going on, you got that going on, you trying to make this shake, you trying to go chase this, you trying to do that. When you truly allow God to move the way he wants to move, you may be like, okay, a lot of stuff is going on. I see changes. I see doors closing. I see doors opening. I see opportunities being brought to my presence, you know, and I see certain things, you know, closing, like shutting down. And you got to be okay with that. You truly have to be okay with that. Because if you want God to get you to where he wants you to be, and where your spirit wants you to be, not your flesh, but your spirit, you got to be okay with that. And deep down inside, you already know that you're okay with that. But that be your flesh that be fighting against it. Like, no, I got to keep this going. I got to keep doing this. I got to entertain these people. I gotta keep promoting. I got to keep doing this. I got to keep doing that. Baby, when God say it is your season for change and it is time, you got to be sitting back, relaxed, okay? Passenger seat. Passenger side, okay, Annie? No more driving, because you didn't drove long enough. You didn't drove yourself right into the hands of Jesus to ask him to start making changes, because you are not satisfied with the things that you see. And when you start putting your request in and you start saying, God, your will, your way, I put down my will and my thoughts and my ways for yours. Let's trade. Allow him to do the works. You can't be getting mad and upset and, you know, huffing and puffing about the things that you didn't, you know, worked on to build to a certain extent. But you gotta be okay with when he say, okay, we going this way, we about to do this, we shutting this down, we about to build this up, we about to get back into this. You gotta be okay with that. You gotta be 100% okay with that. And that's fine. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? You guys gotta understand that when you start praying and you have faith and you expect things to change, it's gonna happen, okay? It's going to happen. And I'm thankful and grateful for the changes, because when things do change, you need to connect with God more. You need to connect with God more. And you need to be asking God, what is next for my life? What is next? What are we doing? What are we working on? What are we working towards? What is the plans? Who am I trying to reach? Who's about to be connected to me? Who am I about to be connected to? It's gonna be a whole different ball game and change. And sometimes it's not. It's different for everybody and everything. But expect the change. Expect the change. Because God, like I said, he is in the business of miracles, okay? And he would not leave you nor forsake you. So if he is doing things through you, around you, in you, on you, Be happy because he heard you. He's not ignoring you. And you are not fighting alone. You have his help. You have him. He is within you. So it is time. Okay, y'all? It is time. No more leading yourself down a path that you are not sure of, or if you're tired of, if it's making you exhausted, if it's doing the things that you no longer desire. And sometimes your desires do change, and that's okay. Sometimes you get tired of things. Sometimes things get old. Sometimes you want new. I'll be back.